Okay, we have a different house here, but nonetheless, they brought that 1.25" line up, and they've immediately reduced it to 1 inch. So that piece of copper there is 1 inch going into 1 inch packs. So the only part that's 1.25" is the service. You can see where they've had to put a coupling in there. They must have shot a hole through it or something. Really tight up against this roof there. It's a single-story house, by the way. And that 1 inch continues on all by itself. And they put a softener loop in here. It's pretty common around here. With the drain line above it, that red line. Over here, this is how this company stubs out their water heater. So you got water softener and water heater right next to each other, very common. Remember, all the hose bibs will be ran in hard water, and virtually the rest of the system will be in hot water. That is a temperature and pressure relief valve, and another drain line for the water heater, which we'll explain later. So let's walk on here. Hopefully I don't get kicked out of here. I hear cars coming. Okay, so we split off 3/4 inches, all that insulated line, the heavier foam sealed stuff. They just put T's. They can do it actively. This is the way to do it around here. And it basically just gets distributed via T's. They don't use any kind of large manifolds in here that I have seen. Typical wash machine box. That's the drain line for the water softener right there. Strap that crap out of it. And the hot and the cold with those water hammer arresters. Interesting how they put that waste system in. They had to zig it over for that wash machine box. And that's how they test it right there. One way they test it. We'll come back and look at this gas line too. Different video. Typical shower valve setup. Cold coming in. Again, I kind of shake these. I mean, you can see how often this is strapped. It's maybe every 18 inches or so. You can put these shower heads in at any height you like. This one is nearly 7 feet, so probably pretty tall. So you've had water in this shower pan. It may never be the same. Get that stain in there. The same stain and a bunch of trash in the tub. So this has been through test. It's probably ready for drywall. They've wrapped the outside with that Tyvek stuff. It's a waterproofing material. Vent going up. You can see the water line that comes in. And they just use a lot of T's as they're going by fixtures. I'm more of a manifold person, but this definitely works. There's a side-by-side lavatory sink. And there's your classic figure 5 fitting, which is just a double combi fitting, 2 by 1.5 by 1.5 by 1.5. And they jogged it over down below just to give room for that left side drain line. Break it over a little ways. I'll step it out. Not much to look at in here. The loop vent, a true loop vent for the kitchen. This is an island setup. See, it's just a little pony wall, about maybe 36 inches high. They ran it as high as they could, that vent. They do it in 2 inch. Could be done in 1.5 inches, but bigger is better. This must be their water line to the refrigerator. And their line's going down. They may want to, if you ever do this, put a little something between that sharp edge here and PEX tubing. I mean, it's really tough stuff, but over the years, we just don't want that to pop. And yeah, there's that same smaller line looped up for a refrigerator later. They'll run. That's funny. They'll run their water purification through there. Bring it back and give the refrigerator the option of having clean water. And just a lot of plate strapping. You just don't want to take any chances. That's the hot line coming in. It's not terribly expensive, but somewhat expensive to stub that. So go over here real quick. Add 2x4 support. I'm not sure what that means, but you can see this is a clean out for that tub. Kind of odd. These are Santee, so this is a little closet here, so that'll all cover up. Kind of odd though. We're going to hook our drain up. You can see this is where they guessed where their P-trap was on the rough end. So it works. They just had to jog it over for their vent. See how they had to break it over. I used to try to come up right behind it. And it's filled with concrete in there, or at least at the level it needs to be. We'll drains. They really strap their copper riser. I like using copper like this company does. And very well strapped, screws everywhere. Really well supported. There's your typical plate strap. You can see what happens to a stud when they drill it. If you're not careful. It's literally just split. I don't know if you can spot that. That's why they want that 2x4 support, because that has been weakened, although pretty stout. Vents up through the roof. Typical. Bringing stuff, PEX tubing in, and they use the stubs like we do. I like stubbing out with copper, which is much more rigid and clean looking. Looks like they got their toilet in the right spot. There's very little patching going on there. And that was about a foot. So anyhow, that's that part of it.